All right, so when you're working on a female client or a male client, it doesn't matter because we all have pectoralis muscles. So pectoralis major, pectoralis minor on our chest, or the bigger parts of our chest, pec major, then this little small muscle that kind of goes vertically right in here from you, and it goes all the way to 3, 4, and 5th rib. And it attaches on there and it helps with our inhalation, like when we take a deep breath. So that's what that pectoralis minor does. It lifts up our rib cage. In that movie with, well, we'll get into that another video. You know what I'm talking about, that video we were laughing before? She had 3 breasts. Right, she had a 3rd pectoralis muscle in the middle. So she had 3, or if you like Shiva from Mortal Kombat and you got 4 arms and 4 teeth, yes, you're different. But other than that, we are all the same. Like for real, you got to dig in there. And so when you abduct the arm, remember abduction is like you're taking away, like when somebody gets abducted, taken away. You're taking your body parts away from the center or midline, okay? So we have her arm to the side, underneath here, armpit, serratus anterior, serratus posterior. One just on the back side, one is literally right here, hooks underneath your pectoralis major and minor muscles. And so your serratus and then your lats as well. But when we dig in here, we push our thumbs in here, it could be a little ticklish, like tickle. You know those tickle games we used to play back in the day. It was like, man, it was laughter. But you just tell the client to take a deep breath in, exhale, all that good stuff. So it'll distract them from the movements we're about to do right now. So those are the muscles that we worked on, and the tickle portion or your power or pressure points. When like Jet Li or somebody came in and jabbed somebody all up underneath the armpit, oh yeah, it really will paralyze you. Or a knife blade in there when they teach us in the military, you get severed in here because your main artery runs, you can bleed to death just from getting stabbed in the armpit. Tickle. So be careful. Don't be poking in here with your fingers and stuff and somebody like, oh, my arm is getting numb. Yes, if you sleep wrong, you know how like you sleep on the edge of your bed and your arm is hanging off the bed and it's cutting off that blood flow. So that artery that runs down the arm, yes, lack of blood flow is going to have that whole arm numb, and then that neck up here is like, why can't I turn my neck? We think it's neck pain through sleeping wrong. Sometimes it is, but it's always just from pressure from this artery right here that gets cut off. On top of the chest, side of rib cage is still pectoralis major, minor areas that we're going to work on. So how do we work on these areas? The person can be fully clothed, no lotion is what we're going to do first. So for me, I normally like to stretch out the pectoralis major muscle first. So different arm movements, just the pulling on the arms. You can go above the arm or above the head. Pull. And you can go down arm. So north, east, south, west, all that good stuff. And you can push down on the shoulder blade to pull down. Well, not so much the pec major, but pec minor. And most likely scapula. And, oh my God, I'm forgetting my muscles. Trapezius muscle. So anyways, when we go south or west, you can cross the body with the arm. And here, basically you're stretching out this side, but it just feels good. You always give somebody a little stretch so they don't feel left out going west, north, south, east, west. So stretching out the arm, you can do some circumduction or circumvent the arm. Circles, we learned about this in school, elementary school, or probably kindergarten, circles. Other than that, that's just for your range of motion to make sure your clients can actually even handle certain types of stretches and working on the chest muscles, okay? So now that we know she's nice and loosey-goosey, now I can go ahead and do some deeper work. So from here on, move my chair. I start from the side, palm right underneath the armpit. And all I'm doing is compressing. Now, when I'm going down, like when I'm resetting, I'm going further down, side, and I'm just pushing forward. Down. This hand now covers the whole entire armpit. Now, if you do have time to actually have like a hot towel and you want to wipe somebody down, do not use bleach and wipes and stuff like I see in one school that I went to and visited. They were actually wiping each other down with actual, not Clorox wipes, but the sandy wipes, like the Cavicide wipes. Don't do that. That could irritate the shit out of your skin later on. It'll clean you, yes, but it's a very harsh chemical. It has bleach in it, barbicide, all the other types of cleaners, but it can be very abrasive. So over the armpit, up towards the shoulder. And it could be painful at times because yes, the shoulder joint and capsules, the acromion process, right in here where people have shoulder impingement, yeah, that could hurt like hell. So just make sure you see if somebody's teeth is clenching and baring, ease off of them. Don't push in too much because they probably have an injury that they did not tell you or they're scared to tell you. So on the armpit, squeeze and hold. And basically I'm just lifting that muscle off of the bone and then moving it. So it's like a stretch. So when we take the arm above the head, almost to a bend, and she's gonna relax right here. Sometimes elbows, right, our hands move. That's okay. You can either hold down if you want to, or you can let them hold wherever they want, because sometimes it's just gonna keep coming this way. That's fine. You let them do what they need to do, because even if it hits my body, she's still gonna hit me. It's okay. Or you can ask them to raise their head and then put their hand underneath it so the hand doesn't move. Either way. So from the sides, just both of my hands, side, side, palms. Fingers are straight. You don't relax your fingers on the person's body because it could be misconstrued as other things. So make sure your palms are straight, especially for you males. Because, yeah, things are crazy. So remember that palm press is almost like, you know, your like E Honda back in the day when he was doing the little hand slap thing in Street Fighter 2. So you put your hands, palms, and then you work from side to side. From here, press forward, up towards the chest. It feels like it's like, wait a minute, what is he doing? Why is he taking me off the table? You're not. You're just lifting up the rib cage. That's all you're doing. So again, down, rib cage, push forward. Give it a little shake. So thumbs underneath, rib cage again. We haven't even touched the breast area. No, that's not the goal of our breast massage. We want to get as much muscle as we can, but in a real world setting or any type of massage, spa, destination spa, cruise ship, yeah, no, we do not massage, even for a male. I don't do the same thing for a male and just go over his areola just because I'm a male. It's the same rules apply. So anything below the nipple line this way, anything above, it's questionable, but it's allowable. So you make the call. It's up to you and your spa and what their protocol is going to be. And so see how the breast is up here, but it's like, wait a minute, why are you working down here at the rib cage area? Things are attached to the rib cage. You have your intercostal muscles. So intercostal and external. Yes, when you do inhalation, inner, exhalation, external. If you release muscle under here, breast tissue can get released as well. Breast tissue gets tight because it latches onto those ribs. So it's like pulling down, especially if you have tight, I don't want to say bronchial tubes, but like a bronchial infection, any type of cough or cold or anything that's inside inflammation wise is going to pull things down for muscles, because your muscles are actually trying to compensate for the cough that you're about to do all the time. Like if you know, like a family member who coughs all the time, like phlegm and all that good stuff, yeah, those intercostal muscles are always working. So you get those thumbs and you just work those muscles. And it could feel a little weird and awkward. Remember, it's the tickle zone, the tickle, tickle, tickle. Make sure they're not ticklish. Me, I can't handle all this. I'm like, hell no. I'll just go ahead and deal with the cough. I ain't dealing with that. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Because that's where my uncle and my mom used to get me back in the day. She's like, right underneath the armpit. But see how I moved upwards towards your pec minor. So your thumbs, all you're doing is digging in, switch position, in, switch positions again. So you don't have to do two hands. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, elbow if you want to. It's up to you. So arms, yes, you can always come down and work out the arms, all that good stuff as well. I'm just telling you how to work the top part, sides, from a certain angle. So let's say we're behind our client. So she can go back into her position, her regular position. Perfect. So now I'm behind the client. So on the top, these fingers, phalanges, are below the nipple line. Below meaning I'm this way below, not below that way, okay? If you're below south, no, south is hell. Like, no, you can go to, things can happen. It's bad to go down south. We want to go this way, like towards the north, towards me, okay? So fingers. And all you're doing is pretty much a crab grab. You're grabbing it like a crab claw, snap, snap. And you're going forward, petrosaging. Or kneading, because it's slower. Petrosage is normally like a glide, like constantly. But petrosage is like, or kneading, it's the same motion, just slower. And I'm using the tips of my fingers to really dig in there. I can feel her ribs and her clavicle. The clavicle is right here. It's normally the bone that sticks right out. Like for mine's right here. Hers is right here. You can feel that clavicle. Then right underneath, when you come up towards the chest, right, you feel the sternum. You can feel her rib cage. Not to the point where you're jabbing your fingers way up in there, because sometimes we're heavy-handed. Just make sure they're breathing normally. They're not clenching their teeth. The stomach movement is normal. Breathing pattern is normal. Nothing's like, they're holding their breath, it hurts. If they're clenching their teeth, it hurts. If you see this little jaw muscle on the side, any type of muscles coming out of the face, like holding pain, it's a bad sign. Because some people don't like to tell you that they're hurting. They think that the pain is good. Like, oh, this is supposed to hurt. No. Massage is supposed to be like a good hurt, like a good pain. We all know that good pain. When you get in there, you know what I'm talking about. That good loving, or good hurt. That's the only good hurt that should be ever experienced on a massage. Now, when you're saying like it hurts, like, oh my God, I'm holding my breath, hurts. I don't care if it's deep tissue. That's still not deep tissue. That's actually deep ripping, because your muscles are ripping open. They're hurting. So all I did was switch my positions to the thumbs, right on top, circles. And you're basically just opening up the chest.